And here is the Vegan's Almanac for today, the 9th of August. Book lovers, bookworms, and bibliophiles celebrate National Book Lovers Day today on August 9th. American novelist James Baldwin said it best. You think your pain and heartbreak are unprecedented in the history of the world, but then you read. Books help us understand each other, feel less alone, and put our complex emotions into words. From clay tablets to today's ebooks, literature has played a crucial role in preserving cultures, educating the masses, and storytelling. Thanks to Johannes Gutenberg's 15th century printing press, anyone, not just royalty, monks, or landed gentry, can read and own books. There are too many life-changing vegan books to list all of them, but here are 5. Number 1, Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. This book starts off with a personal story. The novelist Jonathan Safran Foer is about to become a father and decides he needs to make a final, informed, ethical decision about whether or not he and his family should consume meat. He then embarks on a journey where he spends years seeking an answer. He writes, "Just how destructive does a culinary preference have to be before we decide to eat something else? If contributing to the suffering of billions of animals that live miserable lives and quite often die in horrific ways isn't motivating, what would be? If being the number one contributor to the most serious threat facing the planet, global warming, isn't enough, what is? And if you are tempted to put off these questions of conscience to say not now, then when?" Number 2, Animals and World Religions by Lisa Kemmerer. Dr. Kemmerer examines the role of non-human animals in scripture and myth in the lives of religious exemplars and by drawing on foundational philosophical and moral teachings. She begins with a study of indigenous traditions around the world, then focuses on the religions of India, Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain, and China, Taoism and Confucianism, and finally religions of the Middle East, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. At the end of each chapter, Kemmerer explores the inspiring lives and work of contemporary animal advocates who are motivated by a personal religious commitment. Number 3, Animal Liberation by Peter Singer. You'll hear animal liberation referenced all the time in literature about veganism and animal rights. That's because this book is considered essential reading for animal rights activists, and for good reason. Singer was one of the first philosophers to lay out a moral argument against speciesism, or discrimination based on species. Although the book was published in 1975, Singer's arguments are just as sharp and relevant today as they were then, drawing inspiration from other liberation movements, including civil rights, feminism, and others. Number 4, The Sexual Politics of Meat, a feminist vegetarian critical theory by Carol J. Adams. This 1990 classic draws a groundbreaking parallel between society's oppression of women and its systemic exploitation of animals. Adams points out an age-old link between patriarchal values and meat eating, arguing that objectification, fragmentation, and consumption are common themes in the way our society portrays, treats, and discusses women and animals. Veganism, Adams argues, is therefore a way to challenge patriarchal society. This provocative read has been changing minds and starting conversations since its publishing date. And number 5, Liberate, Animal Liberation Above the Law. Stories and lessons on the animal liberation front, animal rights activism, and the animal liberation underground by Peter Young. From personal accounts of moving from protest to liberation, to facing a life sentence for freeing animals, to becoming a federal fugitive, to prison and beyond, Liberate contains over 30 essays, transcripts, and interviews on the principles and tactics of animal liberation above the law. This is the most comprehensive collection of writings and speeches ever assembled from within the secretive world of America's #1 domestic terrorist threat. And here's a poem for today. There is no frigate like a book by Emily Dickinson. There is no frigate like a book to take us lands away, nor any coursers like a page of prancing poetry. This traverse may the poorest take, without a press of toil. How frugal is the chariot that bears the human soul. There is no frigate like a book, by Emily Dickinson. This has been the Vegan's Almanac with a reminder to read and write about animals today.